welcome back to Launch With Me. I'm so excited that you're here. If you're new here, this is the series where I am documenting a launch in my multiple six-figure business from start to finish so that you can see what it looks like. If you haven't already, be sure to click the link in the description below this video. In order to register for this program, you can do so for free. It gives you access to a Google Doc that will eventually have an entire outline in it based on these videos of my launching process so that you have a checklist or guide of sorts to follow for your future launches. And if you're watching these videos and wanting more support or more personalized coaching and guidance and more resources for your own launching in your business, come join the VIP upgrade for Launch With Me. This is a ridiculous steal of a price that is only available for a little while longer, where you can get access to me inside of an exclusive Telegram channel with other VIP participants, where I can answer your questions, help you get ideal client clarity, help you determine more of your offer structure, help you connect with your next level self more, move through mindset blocks, all of that amazing stuff. It's all happening inside of the VIP upgrade. I can't wait to see you inside there. Go check that out. Again, the link for that is in the description below this video. Over the last few videos, we have done a lot of the groundwork of offer creation, of getting clear on what I'm launching, who it's for, what problem it solves, what the ideal client's struggles and desires are, how we can speak to those things very clearly when we get to our marketing content, tangible and intangible results, all that sort of stuff. A lot of valuable things that are going to make our launch really easy and smooth in just a few steps. But now what I want to do is take everything we've looked at over the last few videos and come back to finalizing the structure and also the back end or the tech side. Based off of the last several videos, what I'm launching is a low-cost monthly membership called the Wealth Vibe. It is a place for people to come to truly step into and embody their next level selves, especially when it feels hard to do so, or when they find themselves being constantly pulled out of that next level self of embodiment, or just feel like they can't connect ongoingly to that next level self and act as if in the moment. That's what this space is. I'm so excited for it. So what's going to be included in the Wealth Vibe? I spoke about this in pretty vague or general terms in an earlier video, so now I'm kind of circling back to really nail that down. And this is what I've come up with. I've decided that inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, based on who my ideal client is, based on what problem I want to solve and all that sort of stuff that we've got clear on over the last few videos, I want to make sure that there is one live call per month in the membership, meaning some sort of live stream where people can hop on live. I'm going to be on there doing some sort of training to help people create new habits to stay in their next level self, or give new modalities, things like that, answer questions. So there's going to be a live stream from me once a month inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. The replay will be available for anyone who wants to watch that at any point in time afterwards in the membership. I'm also going to make sure that we have an initiation process when people join. Now, this is something that I haven't done before with a membership, but I've run some memberships that have had some success in the past. But what I found is that when people first come into those memberships, they feel a little lost. And because this membership is so heavily based on a sense of community, a sense of having a safe space to be your next level self and to practice being in that wealth vibe, I want to make sure that people feel very connected to me and to others in the community as soon as they jump in. What I'm thinking is that for the structure of this offer, how it's going to work is I'm going to have the cart for the offer be open the first week of every month, the first 7 days. This means that people can't join at any time. They have to wait until the next enrollment cycle. But this is because I want people to be very intentional with joining. And also because when people do join, probably around like the 8th or 10th, somewhere in there, right after people enroll, and the enrollment period closes, I want to do a live call with all of the people who are just joining in. So it's just a special kind of initiation for these people. And in this initiation, I'm going to lay some groundwork. I'm going to give people some tools to connect with their next level selves ongoingly. I'm going to teach them how to use the space. I'm going to answer questions, help them really connect with that next level version of themselves more. I'm going to really outline what the content is going to be in there in that initiation later on, but I want it to serve as a connection point between me and the people who are joining in, as well as with each other. I really want to make sure people are using the space intentionally. I want to really give people an introduction to the space where they can ask me questions about how to best use it or get the most out of it. So it's going to be a really beautiful and powerful initiation process into the membership. So that's the first piece of the structure. Like I said, the second piece is a monthly call, probably towards the end of the month, where we are working on new techniques or answering questions for helping people truly embody their next level self in a sustainable way. That's more or less the structure. Within the community itself, I'm thinking there's gonna probably be maybe 5 different spaces of the community. I wanna keep it very minimalistic because in the past I've also seen people come to memberships where I had a lot going on and it really overwhelmed people. I want to keep the spaces very intentional. I want to have a space where people can connect with each other. This is really gonna be the core of the membership in terms of daily people can pop in and really connect with one another and support one another and be in that next level version of themselves in their wealth vibe. How I'm going to curate this, again, will be very much determined by the initiation process and what I ask people to be doing and how they engage with the space. A lot of this is going to come as we actually set things up, but this is going to be a space where people can actually come and be that next level version of themselves, be that alter ego or that next level version, and live that fantasy, if you want to call it that, and have people who get that cheering them on and supporting them with it and doing the same for others. So that's really a lot of what this is, having a community around that. I'll also be in there doing the same thing. We will also probably have a library of past trainings. So each month when we do the training, it goes into the library. I will be making some content as I feel like it, as I feel inspired inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, and sharing that with the people in there and just dropping tons of bonuses, like bonus meditations or little trainings or challenges even inside of the membership. But what I'm thinking is those things will be gone at the end of each month because I want people to use the space. I've run memberships where I just kept putting more and more into the membership and creating this whole beautiful backlog, and then people just got lost in it. They got overwhelmed, they didn't use it, and then because they felt so behind, they just stopped showing up in the membership. That's not what I want. I want this space to be very intentional. I want this to be a space that people come to regularly to step into their next level selves. I do not want it to be overwhelming. I do not want it to be cluttered. Things are going to be a little bit more permanent. This also means that people have to be showing up for the things they want. In the past, I've always wanted to really be so accommodating and give people everything they want, give them all unlimited access to everything. I will give people access for like a month to things. And if you don't catch it, that's okay. There's gonna be more coming next month, but you have to be there to engage with things when they're there. You have to actually be part of this community because I want people being part of a community. I want community. I don't want a dead space where people check in once a month or like once every few months. I don't want that. That doesn't feel good to me. I'm building a community to build a community. So you see how a lot of my goals with this of having a community, having people be intentional, having it be kind of this portal into your next level self, that's all being taken into consideration with how I'm structuring this, with how I'm initiating people into the space, with how I am building the space and keeping it clean and keeping some things evergreen in there and some things aren't. How I'm also making sure I'm in there connecting with people, how I'm encouraging people to connect with each other. And with the content in there, all of these choices are very intentional to create the kind of community I want to create. Now, if you're not launching a membership, this is more just the point where you want to get really clear on like what modules are included or what services are included in your offer, or exactly what happens and when, what's the timeline, how often are modules dripping out, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. Are there live weekly calls? Do your clients access you this way, or will you have deliverables this many weeks out from when your client first purchases? This is where you just get clear on all of that sort of stuff for the actual structure of your offer. Also, I'm leaving this for this offer for the Wealth Vibe membership, I'm leaving this a little bit more vague than I normally would for most other offers. Like I said, most other offers I would have all my modules outlined. I have bullet points of them, of what we're doing in them, and why people should care about them. I will have all sorts of different things in there that are much more specific because it's a more discrete or, one-time thing that happens. Because this is an ongoing membership that I want to shift and build and improve on over the years to come, I don't want to pen myself in too much. I don't want to say, you'll get X amount of things from me, you'll get the meditation on this day, you'll get mantras on these days, you'll do blah, blah, blah. I want to see also what my community wants as they get in there, as the first several dozen people get in there and give me feedback or see what really works and what gets people engaged and what doesn't. I want to give myself freedom to shift things. So the things I'm committing to is the initiation call, your first month in the membership. Your first week in there, you get your initiation call, which is going to be so powerful and worth the price of admission on its own. And then in the membership, I will be putting things in there as I feel inspired, a whole community of like-minded people for support. And then there's a call probably towards the end of the month where I am doing some sort of training or Q&A, something to give you even more value, even more tips and tools, and just more support and inspiration and community. So that's the structure. For some people, having a very general structure like this works for some offers, right? Like a membership that's going to grow and evolve over time. For other people, being very specific about all of the modules, because maybe you're running a 6-week program and you want to be very specific about what people are getting in there. It's up to you to determine how specific and how detailed you need to get at this stage. But basically, you kind of want to know exactly what you need to be creating over the next several weeks or months before your launch happens or while your launch is happening, so that you actually can deliver on what you say you're going to give people. Now let's talk about technology or the back end or what platform this is going to be on. We want to be intentional with what spaces we use. Sometimes the technology or platforms we use or ways we deliver things is just kind of built into what we're doing. Like if you're doing a service and you're an online provider and you need to get on the call with a client, most of your stuff will probably be delivered via Zoom call. But you also need to be clear, are you recording calls? Do people have lifetime access to your calls and to the replays of them? Get clear on all of this sort of stuff. Make sure you have a platform in place or a way to deliver what you're offering in place before you start launching, because otherwise it can be a nightmare if you can't find something that lives up to the needs. For me, what I am looking at is I want to create this membership in a place that isn't on social media. That's the first requirement, because I found that social media is one of the biggest things that pulls people out of the embodied state of their next level of wealth, because people fall into comparisonitis, checking results and numbers, obsessing over things, trying to force things, feeling like they should be busier, having FOMO. All this stuff pulls us out of our embodied state when we're on social media a lot of the time. So I don't want to put an offer that is all about helping you embody your next level self continuously on a platform that's going to immediately pull you out of it. That's counterproductive. So for me, I want to make sure I'm hosting my membership off of social media. That means this is not going to be a Facebook group. It's not going to be even on YouTube like members only. It's not going to do any of that sort of stuff. I want this to be an oasis in a sea of apps that make you feel pulled out of alignment with your next level self. That's what I want this space to be. So it's going to be off of social media. I also want a place that can let me do what I want with the membership. So have a community, host live streams and videos, share audios, put up posts, organize everything neatly in a way that makes sense and is intuitive for people to use, have a good user interface on desktop and on mobile, because I want people to jump into this space whenever, wherever, and however frequently they need to. I also want to be able to collect payments directly through wherever I'm going to host this membership, because I've done paid groups before on Facebook and on Discord and things like that. And because they don't have payment processors set up in directly native to Facebook or Discord, things, I think Discord actually has it now, but because they didn't have those things, the upkeep of not having built-in payments was such a pain in the neck. So I don't want to do that again, just for my and my team's sanity. So I want a platform that has all that built in. Now, when I look at all of these things, I thought about, I do have Kajabi for part of my business. I thought about running it there on their membership site, but their membership user face isn't exactly what I want. I would also love to be able to eventually turn this into my own app. So looking at all these things, I've talked to my team quite a bit about this. I've talked to my OBM, who has a lot of knowledge of different platforms out there. And the place that we've landed on to try to build this membership, we're going to see how it goes because we've never built anything here before, is on Mighty Networks. So that's where my team and I are going to be building out the membership, and we're going to test it out. And if it doesn't work, I'll come back with an update and let you know why and tell you where we're moving things or how we're adjusting things in the offer to fit that. But we think we'll be able to do pretty much everything we want with this on Mighty Networks. If you don't know what Mighty Networks is, it's one of many platforms out there where you can build communities and memberships, whether they're paid or free, have online programs and courses, things like that. So we've never used them before. I'm going to use them now and see how they do for us and see if it meets the needs for this membership. So I think that's about it. We have all the kind of general tech setup. I've told you how I pick my platform, all the things I take into consideration. I've told you how I kind of really finalize the structure of my offer. So yeah, I hope this helps you. I hope you can get some clarity on where you're going to be offering things and what the structure of your offer is finally going to be, and really finalize that and nail that in after watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, because next we are talking about pricing. And I know so many of you want to get into how do we price an offer? How do we find that perfect price point that makes it a no-brainer for people to buy, but also allows us to run a successful business? That is something I'm very excited to share my thoughts on with you. But until then, let me know how you liked this video. If you did like it, make sure you hit the like button. Also, tell me in the comments, did you have any takeaways from this, any breakthroughs? And if you're launching alongside me, tell me what the structure of your offer is gonna be. Just give me a quick outline, and also let me know if you know how you're gonna deliver it, because I'd love to hear what you're all exploring as well. All right, I will talk to you all very soon when we dive into pricing.